A monopoly's prices are determined by... Excellent choice. The monopoly is the right answer. Extra cost of producing one more unit. Good thinking. Marginal cost is the right answer. The only gas station in a small town. Nicely done. Geographic monopoly is a solid answer. Under pure competition, products are... You got it? Your choice identical is right. The thing businesses are aiming for. Excellent. Profit is a brilliant choice. There are few sellers in this market. Nice selection. Oligopoly is the correct and valid answer. Market dominated by a single seller. Great job. Monopoly is the accurate answer. An example of a barrier to entry is... You're right. High startup costs is the correct answer. Which is the ideal market structure? Smart pick. Perfect competition is the correct choice. How many sellers are in a monopoly? Right again. One is a valid answer. What is an example of a substitute? Bravo! Car for a truck is the answer. Public utilities are an example of... On track. Natural monopoly is the correct answer. What is an example of an oligopoly? Smart move. Cell phone industry is an accurate answer. Few sellers offer similar products. Correct response. Oligopoly is the most accurate answer. All are types of monopolies except... Valid point. National is true. Labor, capital, natural resources. Good job. Your answer factors of production works well here. A price ceiling will result in a... Solid response. Shortage is a valid choice. A firm in the long run will make... Well-reasoned. Economic profit is the correct choice. Where can you not buy Coca-Cola? Clear logic. Your choice North Korea is sound and 100% true. One seller dominates the market. Sharp thinking. Monopoly is the right choice. Car producers are an example of... You chose oligopoly, and it is correct. Promotes a just and fair system. Well picked. Equity is the correct answer. The four market structures are... Nice work. You chose perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and it is correct. Levi's jeans are part of Dash. Well done. Monopolistic competition is the right choice. The only in and out in town. Right choice. Geographic is the best answer. An example of an oligopoly is... Great thinking. Cell phones is the right choice. Which planet is the smallest? Exactly. Mercury makes sense, and it is right choice. Oligopolies control prices by... Strong choice. Collusion is the right answer. A monopoly is a market with... Correct. One supplier is the right answer. What is a barrier to entry? Perfect. All of the above is the correct choice. Patents are an example of a... Great thinking. Technological monopoly is the right choice. What kind of chart is this? Smart pick. Horizontal bar chart is the correct choice. A single seller in a market. Correct response. Monopoly is the most accurate answer. McDonald's is in what market? Well reasoned. Monopolistic competition is the correct choice. What is the goal of a firm? Good job. Your answer to maximize profits works well here. Impossible to enter market. Clear logic. Your choice monopoly is sound and 100% true. Which law bans monopolies? Right choice. Antitrust Act is the best answer. One seller unique product. Correct. Monopoly is the right answer. Markets are classified by. You got it. Your choice competition is right. Most large businesses are. Nice selection. Corporations is the correct and valid answer. What does liability mean? Smart move. Legal responsibility is an accurate answer. Sells identical products. Bravo. Perfect competition is the answer. An example of a monopoly. You're right. Utilities is the correct answer. Why are monopolies bad? You chose control pricing, and it is correct. OPEC is an example of a sharp thinking. Cartel is the right choice. Who runs corporations? Valid point. Stockholders is true. Add 20 plus 34. On track. 1-3 is the correct answer. Ideal market structure. Well done. Perfect competition is the right choice. To reduce regulations. Solid response. To regulate is a valid choice. An oligopoly has dash. Excellent. Only a few sellers is a brilliant choice. Duopoly is a type of. Good thinking. Oligopoly market is the right answer. What is a monopsony? Nice work. You chose few buyers, many sellers, and it is correct. Local water company. Excellent choice. Natural is the right answer. Who is a consumer? Strong choice. User of a commodity is the right answer. Few large sellers. Perfect. Oligopoly is the correct choice. A monopolist is a. Nicely done. Price maker is a solid answer. What is unleavened 26 equal to? Exactly. 85 makes sense and it is right choice. Pepsi, Coca-Cola? Right again. Oligopoly is a valid answer. Valuable product. Well picked. Commodity is the correct answer. At 6 dash equal tot. Great job. Quantity is the accurate answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Bravo! Contact Narayan Changder is the answer.